Hi all, I've just come out to my school here, the Adventuring and Camping School in northeast Thailand, for the first time in 6 months. If anyone's been following the videos on my channel, you'll know that I've been in Bangkok for the last few months, and I've been doing quite a few videos about Bangkok, public transport and so forth. But I've come out here and I've seen a couple of things that I can do quick update videos on, and I just happen to find this container. Obviously it's a Gourd container, just like that, hollowed out. Now, I just want to make one quick point about this. In a previous video in this playlist on containers, I talked about the different types of natural containers you can have. For example, here in Thailand, from bamboo containers, coconut containers, all sorts of these seed pods from palm trees, making nice trays you can carry things in. The Australian Aborigines would just use curved pieces of bark. They would get off a tree and carry things like that. Clay vessels, you can weave baskets. You can make burn bowls where you use fire and hot coals to burn into a chunk of wood to make a burn bowl and so forth. And any sort of, maybe not any sort of bark, but for example birch bark and other types of bark you can fold up into like cups and containers. And any sort of large leaves, like banana leaves, you can fold up as well into a container. So there's a whole heap of natural containers out there you can use, and you should practice them and so forth and get used to them and use them when you can and practice and get those skills to make natural containers. But the real point that I want to make is referring back to the last video in this playlist. I refer to my 3 steps to container theory. The first step is to have a metal container. There's no need for me to recap how important having a metal container, whether it's stainless steel, titanium, aluminium, anodized aluminium, even cast iron cookware in a base camp homestead situation, to boil your water on to put on a fire. The second step is to have a second container, so you can boil water and dump water out and keep boiling. If you've only got one container to boil in, that makes it very difficult, especially in a survival situation. That second container should ideally be a metal container, but it can be a plastic container. You need one steel container to boil and dump out. The third step to my container theory were the natural containers, and here's this Gourd, which I haven't shown you in previous videos by the way. I just happened to pick up around here. Just fill it up with water just like that, and there it is. Let's not waste the water. Now the thing about natural containers is you can boil water in natural containers. It's difficult, time consuming, and in a hot weather environment, for example I'm here in Thailand, and you're slaving away next to a fire and sweating out even more, and if you're struggling to find water, boil water, and you're sweating next to a fire, that's a questionable survival strategy. But the third step, the natural containers, they come into their own. They're most useful as the dump, to dump water out to. You've got your metal container to boil water in, you can dump water out into those natural containers, or just carry water. For example, I can go to a river, pick up water, come back to my camp and boil water, hopefully in that metal container. I can use bamboo, coconuts, all sorts, even those seed pod trays like I showed you in a previous video, to carry water in. Can boil water in natural containers, either rock boiling or slow heat through the fire so you don't burn your container, are the 2 main ways, but it's very difficult, time consuming, and a doubtful strategy in hot weather like this. Natural containers like that as the dump, that's really what you want to do. So just thought I'd reinforce that point, show you a Gourd container which I haven't shown you in a previous video. I hope that makes sense, and I'll see you next time.